Welcome to my live. Here we are today learning the ins and outs of reverse mortgages. We are with Dennis the Menace Keithley at Loan Source. I'm Realtor Linda Peltz. Thank you for joining me. Increase your buying power by double. The new reverse mortgages are not of yesteryears. They can increase your home size for half the amount of money if one of you or both of you are at least 62 years wise. Listen as Dennis the Menace Keithley explains. Sell your home and get one twice the size for the same amount. Get a hold of Dennis and get your pre-approval letter. Hello, everybody. This is Realtor Linda Peltz. My number is 559-353-4556. As most of you know, I am a realtor with eXp Realty of California. And today we have Dennis with us, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and give you all his contact information. And take it away, Dennis.
Great. Thank you, Linda. Thank you again first for inviting me and talk and pass this on to the eXp Realtors, other people that might be applicable to. My name is Dennis the Menace. Last name is Keithley. People at Pha and Fresno know me by Dennis the Menace. If I ever said Keithley, they know who that is. So people just know who I am. I was born in Selma, went to high school down in Easton, West Union High School. Parents, sister, and I, we all graduated from Fresno State. And I've been doing mortgages roughly in the last 18, 19 years. And roughly 8.5 years ago, I started working with the 62 plus market, doing reverse mortgages, also known as HECM's, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. I have a business partner, Jay. I've been working with him on and off on the forward side for 18 years. And like I said, we've been specializing in reverse mortgages 8.5 years ago. I was fortunate enough, I used to work for the Tom Selleck Company, American Advisors Group, or AAG. I was there for about 1.5 years, basically cut my teeth, got a PhD in reverse mortgages, meaning every day for 3 months, we were either on webinars, we were in meetings, met with the president, Reza, or we had all day meetings with all the sales managers. So we learned a heck of a lot.
Oh, and, wow. Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Do I know it all? No. I learn every day. So
I was going to say, I don't know if it's like my industry, but I learn every day. So
absolutely. So that's part of the fun, because I get to learn daily. Jay and I, my business partner, we've probably done over 150 reverse mortgages in a time period. Jay actually has a reverse mortgage on his home down in Southern California. If possible, we like to meet people in person. Jay lives down in Orange County, Irvine, so he's traveled all the way up to the Bay Area. I've traveled with him down to San Diego, over to Palm Springs to meet with people, pre-COVID, and even like today, I met some people in Hanford. I'm talking to them about some options. I'm talking to another guy here in Fresno, so we met in person. Only if it's right for the person.
Definitely. With that generation, you kind of have to watch it. Some of them are a little more skeptical, especially with this COVID stuff going around.
Absolutely.
But hey, we always got this online Zoom. So
sure. And we're a broker. What that basically means to you, a realtor, and the potential home buyer, is that we work for you, meaning that we will find the right product for you, and we will sacrifice money just to make it happen, because we want someone to have a happy experience, positive experience. So we do it because we like what we're doing. We like working with the senior environment. Now, in the past, the realtor basically only had two options when it came to a purchase for someone. Is either traditional way, 20% down, or 3.5%, 5% FHA, so on, or all cash. So actually, 2009, the reverse mortgage purchase of the home equity conversion mortgage entered the environment. So it's the third person or new sheriff in town. Now, let's take a look at some advantages for realtor. The purchase program is a great alternative for people 62 years and older, as opposed to a traditional mortgage, meaning they may not qualify. Their credit scores, we don't work off of credit scores. Their loan to value might be there, may not have enough income. So what it does for you as a realtor, it separates you from the opposition, meaning very few other realtors know about this product. So one
Now,
thing,
is it something, Dennis, that they could say, for instance, maybe they have a home in, I don't know, maybe the Bay Area, and it's up for sale, but they want to go ahead and get into a home maybe down in Fresno, California here. Is it something they can go ahead and get into this type of a loan, even though the house hasn't sold up there?
we'd have to talk about that. Normally, they'd have to sell the home because we're going to look at where's the cash, where's the dosh coming from down for the down payment.
Okay, so
So
you
we
do
would
still
work,
have a down payment.
right,
Okay.
yeah, we still, I mean, they could still have money in savings. They could have a CD, a money market fund, so they could draw from that. However, I'll work with the realtors on it and give you some options where it might be.
You could
Um,
always do a dual closing.
right. I did one with the person down in Orange County. She sold and bought, so we're able to do that in about a month. Now, the hoops we had to go through and all the stuff like that. Now there's a huge pipeline, so a month would be unrealistic. I mean, we'll do everything, but more realistic is maybe a couple of months. But we always keep everyone, up front. Let people know exactly what's going on. Just a lot of dialogue like you have as a realtor with your client. On the purchase of a home offers and so on. Now, why does the people, like you said, someone is a Bay Area, want to relocate down here to Fresno? So that's one of the reasons why people will sell a home, relocate to family and friends, say here in the valley, or they have this huge, humongous home down in Fig Garden, and either it's so big, or maybe 2 stories, and as we mature, we're not quite as nimble walking, going up and down steps and so on. So maybe a single family home, just one level, maybe walk in, a step in, a walk-in shower, stuff like that, or even upsize. Some people actually are buying larger homes because all of a sudden they want to have the grandkids come, they want to see them, love them, hug them to death, stuff like that. So some people are actually buying a larger home just to accommodate the family and so on. Other option is, very active lifestyle. It could be like a 55 plus community. You have tennis, swimming, other things like that. So that opens up a whole new area. And what a lot of people forget is it's also increased purchasing power. How nice would it be to have someone have additional money to buy a home of their dreams? Or if you're working with a builder, a new construction and something like that, what happens if they want to have the nicer tile, that super duper kitchen, or a walk-in closet or stuff like that? So this provides them additional purchasing power, maybe they're limited to didn't have in the past.
So it's a different qualification for these homes than
Right.
a
Well, you're only
traditional
putting
home.
roughly 50% down. So rather than all cash, you would have more money to, if they have the cash available, so they can get a larger home if they want, preserve some of their retirement funds, because us seniors are afraid of outliving our retirement funds. A lot of people don't realize, say, a married couple of 65, they have medical costs of excess of $275,000. So where is that money going to come from? And it's not going to be from Medicare or Medicaid or stuff like that.
So you're just tapping into the equity that's going to be left over in the home.
Correct. So some of that equity too that's left over from the sale of a home, they can work with a financial advisor, so that way we can help work with a financial advisor, put that money to use in various ways. And, I would work with a financial advisor with the permission, of course, of the buyer, stuff like that. But it just opens up, it just creates additional backup funds, emergency funds, what if funds, or play money. If you were only put 20% down, you had a mortgage payment, right? So what happens, that mortgage payment, what happens if you have no mortgage payment? What would that mean to you now or to a senior?
Oh, that would be fantastic. So basically you send them money every month. Is that how it works? Or do they take it out all up front?
Okay, the way it works is they just put roughly 50% down to purchase of home. Depending on the age, you might get more. Just like a normal mortgage, they're dependent their obligations are pay your taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance, and if they're in a condo, then their association fees, stuff like that. So again, it just opens up a lot and just gives them stress relief, if I can say that. And so a lot of more options and so on and so forth. Now, how can a realtor, how can you, Linda, your team, and so on really benefit? Key thing is you always want to have sales. You're sales. Come on, Linda. I'm gonna have a couple more listing, right? Also help with increased.
Well, if we want to eat, we as realtors would like to eat too.
Right.
So
It's
that's
not
part
gonna
of our job is to help these clients. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, just increase your listings. So maybe you've been in a certain market. What happens if you can increase that $50, $100, couple $100,000? How would that open up your business? It also expands inventory of homes to include higher values. So sometimes a person can only qualify for a $350,000 home. What happens if you qualify for a $400,000 or $500,000 home? How would that look? What would that mean to your purse, to your pocketbook?
Sure. Now, is it something where they might run out of money, to pay? I assume there's a payment of some sort or something, or does it just sit there and then we sell the home afterwards? Is that kind of how it works?
Right. I'll get into that. Basically, no mortgage payments are needed or required. So that's the beauty of it. Whereas if you put a traditional 20% down, you have to make mortgage payments. What happens if someone gets sick or someone can't make those mortgage payments or they can't pay taxes or homeowners insurance? The bank, credit union could call that in so they could lose their home.
Okay.
So this is a protection for a senior. I mean, if they don't pay it, the same thing, it's a mortgage. So that could happen to them as well, but that's a caveat. I think it opens up the market to a 55 plus community.
Sure.
There are quite a few of them.
So basically you're buying 50% of the house and then you're putting your down payment down 50% and then it's done. You're not paying any more payments.
That's correct. And you're still on title, you own the home, all of that. So all the protections are in place, which is really beautiful. Other thing too is like new construction or with builders, like there in Madera, like Riverstone, all the new, off of 41, what's going on, or Clovis or Kingsburg, Selma, Kerman. So it also gives you an option to work with new construction or new homes. You get qualified. So I'm not sure if anyone specializes in new construction or new homes on the EXP team or not.
Sure.
Okay. So that opens up a brand new window, an opportunity for people. And like I said, it increases buyers' purchasing power. So they have more money to spend if they want it, if it makes sense for them. So, obviously the larger the purchase, the better for you. Yeah.
Now, Lord forbid something happens to the client, the elder couple or client, whoever's getting this reverse mortgage, and the kids have to step in. They don't have a problem. I mean, of course, you're dealing with trust laws and different things, but there's no issue with them selling the home and getting the other part of the equity out of the home, correct?
If the person, what we look at, if that home is no longer the primary residence, if they pass on, so the last person standing, he or she either goes to assisted living, passes, or lives in with family at that point in time, then the property would be with you as a realtor. You'd list it, sell it. Any proceeds left over then would go to the heirs. So again, Perfect. It's a mortgage, so you're every month, what you owe goes up. But normally, the software that we use and we go over with you as a realtor and a buyer, we show them that almost in all instances, unless we have a crash in the marketplace, there's going to be equity left over. There's money going to be left over the family heirs, and actually can enhance, the wealth transfer, if I can say that, to people.
They're not the reverse mortgages of years past.
Correct.
It sounds like.
Well,
Sounds like it's definitely been improved over the years.
oh, absolutely. If I was doing this 30 years ago, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But in '89, with the Reagan administration, the current legislation came into play. I'll get into the one of the key factors. It's an FHA. It's a government-backed loan, and it's actually more stringent, or it's more helpful for seniors than a normal FHA loan that we're used to. So there's a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of enhancements, if I can say, that helped out. Now, where is the opportunity for the realtor market and the 62 plus market? Uh, Roughly 10,000 seniors, baby boomers, are turning 60 to 67 every day. A quarter of all homes purchased buyers are 60 plus. And there's over $7.7 trillion in home equity held by homeowners 62 plus. So we're going to take that money, sell it, Bay Area, $1 million, $750,000, whatever. It could be free and clear, or I have a little bit off, but how far would a home, $350,000, $400,000 home go for those people? It can go a long way. They still have money left over. What is nice too is just historically looking in the future, looking at the market for the purchase mortgage. 2020 home buyers 5574 bought 248,000 units. From 2025 until 2030, 252,000 units annually will be sold. So that just means there's a lot of market, a lot of people may not be aware of. Sort of recapping of the benefits for the purchase program is that people might want to relocate to desired climate. A lot of people might, valley, or you might want to be up core school, you might be in the mountains, you might want to be in Southern California or Arizona, so you can do that. Also, grandparents. Now, go ahead, you had a question.
Do you handle just California, or do you handle multiple states?
We also have a partner in Florida, but there's one company we work with. We give it to them. They're licensed, I think, Omar's in like 40 plus states. So yeah, we would just pass it on and then work with that. So yeah, we definitely have options.
So they contact you, and then you get them in contact with the agent for that area.
Same thing with now. Is EXP just in California, or do you have?
No, we are in different countries to boot. So we're all of the USA, right. And then we several different other countries. So you might not be able to handle the other countries. I think there's Canada, Mexico, and I think France, and I don't know. I think
France has reverse mortgages. UK does reverse mortgages. So, but we would not handle that. We would give it to partners.
Right, not with your company, but they might have something available over there. But yes, we're in all the different states.
Oh,
I think last I heard, I think it was over 5,000 EXP agents alone in California, and then we have that many in each other state. So we are like the Netflix of real estate. We are like the big bad boy on the block. We have multiple agents all over. So
okay, well, thank you, because I just knew Erica and her husband, and I met another lady, I think, at a FAR meeting, so I wasn't that aware of EXP. So thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
The key thing, like I said, what does it mean to someone 62 years and older? They don't have to make a principal payment. You don't have to make a mortgage payment. What would that cash flow mean to them? So if you're making $1,000 payment right now, pay off the mortgage, or $1,500, that's extra money every month going into your pocket. A lot of seniors, the thing they're afraid of is running out of retirement money before they end. So the other thing too is the quality of life. A lot of them are just scraping by, so on and so forth. Other thing that's hitting up seniors as we mature, medical bills. A couple 65 or older, they'll live at least another 20, 30 years. That time frame, they're going to have at least $250,000 to $275,000 of medical costs that have to come out of their pocket. So that's a lot of money that they aren't prepared for. A lot of people think, well, Social Security, Medicare, no, that won't cover it at all. The other thing, like I said, really helps out the cash flow. So a lot of seniors might have a lot of debt, or they might have student debt, things like that. So it just helps them take a little of that angst, the pressure off of them to take care of. Also, rather than putting all your money down for a purchase, if you just put roughly 50%, you keep your liquid assets liquid. That means you still have money preserved for what if scenarios, emergency funds and so on. So you aren't going to utilize or spend all that cash just to buy a home. The other thing is that with options, you basically have the ability to live in a home or find a home that fits the borrower's lifestyle. Are they busy?
Now, I had a question. So say, for instance, my client has a current mortgage on their home, but they have probably 50% in equity. I know the home prices I know they raised like 10% just last year alone. So they may have 50% left in equity in the home. So they could call you and you could maybe refinance it into this type of a loan.
Exactly.
And then how would that work for them? They would pay off the original mortgage. They'd have 50% in equity, and then you would send them money every month. Is that kind of how it works?
I would work with you as a realtor. I work with a client. Sometimes I like to have the realtor sit down with me. I've had that with a lady out in the River Park or just off of Bryant. The way it works is we pay off any mortgage that's due and payable.
Okay.
There are going to be some costs and fees that are always, disclosed and so on. If there's cash left over, it normally goes into what we call like a line of credit. So additional money is there for them in emergency fund, and that grows like the couple today in the Hanford, that's growing 3.5% compounded daily. That's tax-free money, can never be taken away from you, cannot be frozen, not tied into the equity or the value of your home. So prices tank again like 2009, 2010, the line of credit still will grow. That's accessible to you. So it's a separate item, which is really nice. So and like I said before, people can just right size, just move from a 2-story, 3-story, big huge mansion to something a little more manageable. So yeah. Now, also as far as like advantages for you and your shoppers, your buyers, more shoppers, more buyers now can purchase a home. So the potential, like I said, with that, you have a larger base.
It would almost behoove them to have a bigger, more expensive home. There would be more line of credit equity available to them as long as they had that 50% down, correct?
They can, what we call overfund, they can put more money down. They have a line of credit. The key thing is just by buying the home, putting 50% down, that's it. They would not have available money available, line of credit, but they still have no mortgage payment.
Okay.
They can make a payment if they want. There's no one that says 98% of people don't make a payment. You get lucky, you go to Chuck Chance or someone else, you win some money. Just say throw it in, get that grows. Where can you get tax-free money at 3.5% today?
Sure.
And it can be frozen, can never be taken away from you. So, again, it's additional spending power. Like you said, they can get a bigger home, or just find something that they like, or your situation too is like if someone just wants to stay in their home, there's enough equity, maybe they want some money just to redo the kitchen, say they're handicapped, a wheelchair. So you have the money to help with, widening the doorways, setting up a kitchen, so on, the sink, where you can go in, wheelchair accessible and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's really incredible what they want. And like the whole thing is they can buy what they really desire, what they want, and conserve cash. So, again, it really.
Darn, too bad you have to be 62.
At least one has to be 62.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking these younger couples, they would give their eye teeth if they could do that.
Oh, so. Yeah. Right. So historically, there have been like 3 ways, well, 2 ways, and I'll add the reverse mortgage. You have 3 ways now to purchase a home. One is all cash. the traditional mortgage anywhere from 3.5%, 5%, 20% down, or the HECM reverse mortgage for purchase. With all cash, ties up a large portion of their money. Is that something that they want to do? With the traditional mortgage, put a little bit down, you can build equity, to pay down the loan. Now they do have to make monthly mortgage payments. Now, and they may not qualify because you're retired. They may not be making the money they used to make when they were working full time.
Right.
Yeah. And then with the HECM reverse mortgage for purchase, you have repayment options. You can make principal and interest payments. You don't have to. You can buy the home you really want and keep more assets. And usually, the home prices have been going up. The equity increases, but this is your borrowing money. So that does decrease as far as the equity. So there's a lot of more options, whatever is best for the client. Again, I'm really all about, what is best for the client.
You kind of tailor it to what their needs are going to be for their future.
Right.
Perfect.
And no size fits all. It's an individual taste, like a home. Individual taste and stuff like that. Now, the HECM reverse mortgage purchase, what is it? It's an FA insured because it's a government loan. It's for at least one person, has to be at least 62 years or older.
Okay.
The spouse can be younger, but if he or she is younger, we go off of the youngest age. Like I said, it requires, just like a rule of thumb, we'll start at 50%. At 62, if they're older, they would not have to put as much down. But again, we can work and sit down with a client and give them options. He has to be the primary residence.
Okay.
It must meet FHA property guidelines.
Okay, so FHA. Okay.
Right. Like any type of mortgage. Okay, they're on title. Not the bank or service on title. They own the home, it's in their name. And then like a normal mortgage, meet normal loan obligations, meaning property taxes need to be paid, homeowners insurance, maintenance, and then HOA if they belong to like a condo.
How about like a trust? Can they put it into the trust?
Sure. Yeah, like the people I'm working with now, and one in Fresno and one in Hanford, they both have a trust. So what happened is our legal beagles, we just have a copy of the trust. They would look it over. You can have a normal standard trust, or you can have, what's the other one? Anyway, you can take it out. There are two types of trusts. We can work with either or. So,
okay, perfect.
What type of properties are eligible? Single family homes, FHA approved condos.
Which those are scarce.
Right. However, there are FHA approved condos in Fresno. I'm not sure if there's one in Clovis, but another realtor I'm working with, a client wants to buy a condo, so he has to buy, FHA approved.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can do
not all condos are FHA approved, people. You have to have 50% ownership at the building, and it has to be on there. They had to have come out and inspected it and approved it. So that's kind of how you get on the FHA list. So it's not every condo out there.
That's
they
correct.
Need to understand that.
What I can do is I can look it up. You just go to hud.gov, put in Clovis or Fresno. I'll put from when to when, like 2000, 2000 to 2621. It'll pop up and it'll show ones that have expired. Then it's going to current. So I can work with you and your realtor team. Find ones that would be applicable.
Okay.
If they're more expensive, they're over $500,000. We would not. We have a product that doesn't require FHA, doesn't have to adhere to FHA guidelines.
Okay.
Now we can also do a 2 to 4 unit home, as long as the homeowner lives in one of the 2, 3, or 4 units. That's additional.
It has to be
right.
Primary residence, correct?
Right.
Okay.
On certain guidelines to manufactured homes.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize the manufactured was in there.
Right. But you have to own the land. It has to be,
okay.
It's not just a manufactured mobile home park.
Oh, it can't be in a mobile home park.
Correct.
It has to be out on
Right.
land.
It has to be first-time home user. They have to have a cement. It has to be, locked in place. Skirts and so on. So, but I mean,
Sure.
it's I'm
Has
sure
to
that's
follow all the codes and the guidelines for
right. It's
lending.
typical FHA.
Okay,
And the
perfect.
other thing too, it has to be their primary residence.
Okay.
Right. Um, so that's sort of it. Let me go through what else was there. I've got the type of properties, um, down payment. They have to have the money available, or it could be like money market fund. They can have a CD or something else maturing. It has to be basically money 90 days, checking, savings, investment account, retirement account, stuff like that. Even
Okay.
gifts to family members are acceptable. But it
You could
can't,
gift it like a regular loan. They could gift it.
right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I
Now,
just did a synopsis out there on a lot of our younger ones. Of course, we're talking seniors here, but a lot of our younger ones are getting gifts for from relatives or parents or whatever to increase their buying power, because it's so tough
sure,
to get a house right now, just because it is such a seller's market, and they're
right,
controlling the market, and there's just not enough homes for everybody. So they're trying to increase their buying power. So you're kind of saying it's the same thing for the
right.
senior. Increase your
Sure. The
buying
other
power.
thing
Sure.
too is that, kids are well off. They can help mom and dad with the money for a down payment too. It can go
It
both
can go
ways.
both ways. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect. A lot of wonderful information here, Dennis.
Okay,
I
the
really
last thing
appreciate you
is,
getting on and explaining it to us.
yeah,
So,
a realtor, what are your next steps? Just go ahead and look at the book of business.
okay,
There might be some people out there, or maybe the kids you're talking to, my parents are coming in for the Bay Area, might be looking for something.
okay,
And then I'll be more than happy to, there's no cost or fees for our services. Other thing, if you have any of your SRES people, if they're have an SRES designation, they're used to working with seniors. So that's an option. And then as a loan officer, I'm local. I will travel. So I do have that option. So basically, I'm all about knowledge, education, information. Uh, Lastly, I just want to mention too is that we also work with the divorce attorneys, something
okay.
called, have you heard the term gray or silver divorce?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Okay, so we can actually, a realtor could possibly get three ways of making money off of a divorce. One is if the couple, they can't come to any
And
solution, they
they
can,
earn every penny of it during those divorces. Let me tell
I
you,
know, I know,
they get kind of dicey.
right.
I had an
So,
emergency listing appointment today with the divorcee, and it's like touch and go. So,
yeah. So, I mean, in fact, I'll be talking to the lawyers, Fresno County lawyers about the reverse mortgage and as it applies to divorcees. So, it's a touchy subject, but we would have a solution, for the divorcees if there's enough cash. They
okay,
have an option. One could buy out the other, stay in the home. The other one then can purchase a home with the proceeds, or they can sell the home. And then if there's enough money, each person then on their own can buy a home. So that's where you could get three opportunities for you as a
sure.
realtor, right? So
Definitely.
a lot of different
Definitely a good suggestion, because um, there again, the key is if they're over that 62 mark, because they'll be separating, so it would be them qualifying for it. So,
exactly. And the qualifications aren't really that difficult. Um, yes, credit is pooled. The key thing we're looking at would be any late payments on a mortgage. We look at their taxes, if they're on time or any lates, and homeowners insurance has been paid.
okay,
Then we might look back, like a BK, stuff like that. It's not going to stop it, but the income requirements aren't as great as a standard traditional mortgage. We don't use loan to value or other ratios are not used. We don't use a FICO to determine stuff. So
okay. That's
680,
a big
720.
current in the lending products,
Right,
definitely.
right. And the nice
And they
thing
use a
too is,
totally different FICO score than what you see out on I don't know,
Correct. Correct.
Credit Karma or some of those. It's a totally different one. So even though
Right.
you think you're pretty good when you look at those little free sites, and then you get in
Yeah.
there and what do
And
you mean?
reality sort of hits. Yeah. So all that means is, yes, there is some, uh, there's some income requirements, but it's not like a standard loan. Uh, Now, a couple of key protections, the one that I like the most is, once they determine this is right for them, we have what's called Hud Counseling. So they actually counsel with a third party company that's not related to any of us in the industry. So they're just checking to see, you're too young, Linda, but let's say you're 62. I'll pick on me, I'm 72. Okay, so I'm 72,
Yeah.
and they're going to ask, hey, Dennis, how do you understand how it works? Say I get sick, I'm in a hospital for 6 months. Is the home still yours? Yes, Linda, it's still mine. You know, by the way, I own your home, don't I? What? No, no, Linda, that's your home. You're
We
on
make
time.
all the maintenance, all the
Yeah,
remodeling
right,
decisions.
right,
We treat it just
right,
like we do now with a
right.
traditional mortgage.
So that's a big protection for seniors because we have a target on our back and there are a lot of scams, a lot of people are taking advantage of people 62 plus.
Isn't that
I'm
the
on a
truth?
webinar. There's a guy in Visalia. He's one of the partners. He's a VP, but he works on the financial planning side. He talks to financial advisors and compliance officers. And once he went over this counseling, they said, "What? We weren't aware of that." So what that meant is now a lot of financial planners and compliance officers says, "Wow, that opens the gate." So, things have changed in reverse mortgage.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
lot of changes. People says, "Well, let's just wait." But like a couple like today, we know what's going to happen in the future. Just like why things are so dynamic. Interest rates are all-time low. Home values are way up. So now is really time to take advantage and look at some options and make some dosh. Put some money in your pocket.
Yep.
And again, my name is Dennis Keith.
Enhance your retirement a little here, people.
Absolutely, yeah. And not have to worry about outliving your retirement. So again, I'm Dennis Keithley. The company I'm with is called The Loan Source. I'm here locally in Fresno. My number is 559-917-4955. Again, 559-917-4955. And again, we're all about sitting down, looking at options. I'd rather provide information to you. If you don't like it, super, that's okay, but at least you're aware because there's so
No
many
obligation to get the information.
obligations. Like it's free consultation, whether it's an hour, I've been with people up to 4 hours talking to people. Look at their
Well,
home.
we love our seniors. I do that too.
Fine.
They love the attention and they're lonely and I
Yeah.
love them and I love working with them and sometimes I just go have a cup of coffee just so they have
Sure.
somebody to
Oh
talk to.
yeah.
The poor
Hey,
thing.
sweetie.
So,
Hey, let me get a cookie for you.
yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you
and when
hungry?
COVID opens up, I plan on being in those
Right.
poor things, those retirement homes. They
Right.
need
Right.
some PLC people.
Right. Right.
Well,
So,
thank you so much for
okay.
explaining all of it to us, and I'll put your contact
Okay.
information in the
And I'm a
information
consultant.
below.
Anytime anyone has questions, I'm all about, answering questions.
Wonderful.
Right.
And we're going to be staying in touch, so I have
Okay.
the contact if any of my
Well,
clients
thank you,
need
Linda. And if I can help
so.
you or your team, because you're on Shaw, correct?
I am
On
actually,
Bullard, my mistake. You're
yeah,
on
I'm
Bullard.
at Cedar and Bullard, correct.
Okay.
And we have teams all around the city. That's just where my
Right.
appointment office is. But I definitely appreciate the information. Make sure you like my channel, people,
Okay.
and stay in touch
Okay,
for all
one
this
last
information.
clarification. Well, then I cut you off. The reverse mortgage or HECM for purchase program does not adhere to county guidelines.
Okay.
So we can go up to 822,375. So that's the loan amount that we can go up to.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we also do
Incredible.
have proprietary products. Someone is ultra wealthy, we can go up to we had a guy at a $25 million home, gave him $4 million. he went out and bought 2 homes for $2 million each for his kids. So Jay asked if he could be one of his kids.
Bunch of options. Yeah. Does he need another daughter? I'd be happy to donate here.
But I mean, the one that we're talking about today is the one to be most applicable to Valley, but we can do higher end homes. So I'd rather, fit in here.
If they have the 50% down.
Correct.
That's kind of your key there. So.
Right.
If you want a $4 million home, you need to make sure you have $2 million in your pockets put down.
That's right. If you have the money in San Jose or, Palo Alto, those low rent districts, I'm kidding, 4, 8, $20 million homes. So there's a lot of money to put down to do some things. Anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity, Linda.
Thank you for joining me.
For working out those little things.
I know.
Do the dance.
Working out the kinks, man.
Got it. Yeah.
Everybody, like my show, hit that little thumbs up button, and keep on top of all this information coming at you. So, everybody,
have a great week. Be safe. Be secure.
All right. Have a good evening. Right. Thank you.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining me. Realtor Linda Peltz here. 559-353-4556. Make sure you like my channels and learn more great information on buying and selling your home. Hit those thumbs up, people, and I will see you on the next video.